Call the case.
People of the Philippines versus Rodrigo E.D. Criminal case number R-21-01013 CR for rape as defined under Article 266A, Paragraph 1A of the Revised Penal Code. Presentation of defense witness.
Appearances.
Prosecutor 𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗍𝗂, Your Honor, respectfully appearing for the people.
Attorney 𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗍𝗂, Your Honor, respectfully appearing for the accused.
Is the defense ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Call your witness.
May we call Roderick D. Gong to the witness stand?
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your personal circumstances.
I am Roderick D. Gong, Filipino, 31 years old, single, a bagger and a resident of Barangay 6A, Santo Niño Extension, Tacloban City.
The witness is Roderick D. Gong, Filipino, 31 years old, single, a bagger, and a resident of Barangay 6A, Santo Niño Extension, Tacloban City.
We offer the testimony of the witness to deny the charge of rape under Article 266A, Paragraph 1A of the Revised Penal Code as amended, filed by the complainant 𝗂𝗶𝗶𝗍𝗂, to prove that the complainant was with the accused on the night of June 30, 2021, along with 4 other people having a drinking spree to celebrate the Tacloban fiesta, and that the accused had no opportunity to commit the criminal charge against him.
Fiscal 𝗂𝗂, any comment?
Subject to cross, Your Honor.
Proceed, Attorney 𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗍𝗂.
Mr. Witness, do you recall having executed a counter affidavit?
Yes, attorney.
And if shown to you a counter affidavit, will you be able to recognize the same?
Yes, attorney.
Here is the counter affidavit previously marked as Exhibit 1. Kindly go over the document and tell the Honorable Court if this is the same counter affidavit that you have executed.
Yes, attorney. This is the same counter affidavit I executed.
Appearing on the last page of the affidavit is a signature over the name Roderick D. Gong. Whose signature is that?
That is my signature, attorney.
Your Honor, may we request that the affidavit identified by the witness be marked as our Exhibit 1 and the signature above the name Roderick D. Gong be marked as Exhibit 1A.
Mark them.
Your Honor, I present to you the counter affidavit of Mr. Roderick D. Gong and his signature. This has been pre-marked during the pre-trial as Exhibit 1 and 1A respectively. So, Mr. Witness, where were you on the night of June 30, 2021 at about 8:30 p.m.?
Attorney, I was outside the 𝗺𝗶𝗶𝗍𝗂 store near my house.
And what were you doing there?
I was drinking with my friends.
Alright, so what was the reason you were drinking outside the sari-sari store with your friends?
We were actually celebrating the Tacloban fiesta.
And how did you come to join your friends in drinking?
Actually, attorney, at first, I was sent by my mother to buy vinegar at a nearby sari-sari store. And then upon buying the vinegar, I saw my friends were actually drinking. So they asked me to join in celebration of the fiesta.
So what happened next?
I told them that I would bring back the vinegar first to my mother, and then I would immediately return to them. I joined them 15 minutes later, attorney.
Okay, so can you tell this honorable court who you were with during that time?
Attorney, I was with 𝗂𝗵𝗱𝗲, with Mario, Bob Uy, and then Benny Bilang, attorney.
So what happened next after you joined them?
I texted Jacqueline and asked her to join us in celebrating since she actually lived nearby, attorney.
Now, Mr. Witness, does this look familiar to you?
Yes, attorney. It is a printout of my text exchange with Jacqueline, which was taken from my cell phone.
Your Honor, I present to you a printout of the conversation between Jacqueline 𝗵𝗻𝗪𝗏 and Roderick 𝗵𝗂𝗏 sent via SMS and dated June 30, 2021. This has been pre-marked during the pre-trial as Exhibit 6. Mr. Witness, can you please read the conversation out loud, starting from here?
Yes, attorney. May bisita ka? Nag-iirig nung gad kami na Alger hagawas it sari-sari store ni Radina. Gusto mo mapi? Tara na, para makaguris to liwat kita. Okay, bet na bet ko kumada. Pare ako bisita habalay, mag-usahan nga la ako ngadi. Magliliwan la ako, tapos makada ako dayon. Excited gyap ako mag-istorya imo ha personal. See you. Sige, ayaw pagiha. Can't wait to see you.
Roderick, do you have a visitor? I am drinking with Alger and others outside the sari-sari store of Dina. Do you want to join? Let's go, so that we can also converse. Jacqueline, okay, I want to go there. I am all alone here. I am just going to change clothes. Then I will immediately come. I am also excited to personally talk to you. See you. Roderick, okay, do not take long. Can't wait to see you.
Mr. Witness, can you tell this court how you know Jacqueline 𝗵𝗻𝗪𝗏?
Jacqueline is actually a close friend of mine, attorney.
Alright, so after texting Jacqueline, what happened next?
So while we were singing using a Bluetooth microphone connected to a phone of my friend, Jacqueline arrived and sat next to me, attorney.
And then what happened?
We continued to drink and talk to one another. Thereafter, attorney, Jacqueline offered to give us pulutan to the group. And then she asked me to help in bringing the food from her house.
What happened after that?
We walked from the sari-sari store all the way to her house, which was actually 3 houses away, attorney. Then we got the pulutan, and then we immediately returned back to the place we were drinking, attorney.
Now, Mr. Witness, how long did it take for you to return?
Objection, Your Honor, irrelevant.
Your Honor, the answer will illuminate us of whether the accused had enough time to commit the crime charged against him during this period.
Objection overruled. Witness, please answer the question.
About 10 minutes, attorney.
Your Honor, I present to you this CD containing the CCTV footage taken from outside 𝗵𝗂𝗍𝗂𝗏's house dated June 30, 2021. This has been pre-marked during the pre-trial as Exhibits 7A and 7B, respectively. Your Honor, as found in Exhibit 7A, the CCTV footage shows that Jacqueline and Roderick can be seen together walking to the direction going to Jacqueline's house at 9:32 p.m. Later on, as found in Exhibit 7B, the CCTV footage shows Jacqueline and Roderick walking to the direction of Dina's sari-sari store with Jacqueline holding a container of sorts at 9:43 p.m. Mr. Witness, what happened next when you returned?
Attorney, we sat down to our original seating arrangement, and then Jacqueline and I continued to talk to each other.
What did you talk about?
I asked Jacqueline when her husband would return from Saudi. She even replied that he could not return to the Philippines at the moment because of the pandemic. We also talked for a few more minutes, and then I thanked her again for giving the pollutant to us.
And then what happened?
I then asked the microphone from my friend, and I actually sang the binagol ni Jacqueline, which caused everyone to burst out in cheers and laughter.
So, after the song ended, what happened next?
We continued our celebration, attorney, and at about 10:15, several barangay tanods arrived and warned us that it was already past curfew. They further told us we had to go back to our respective homes immediately.
So, after the Tanis told you to go home, what happened?
All of us left the sari-sari store after cleaning up. However, I accompanied Jacqueline back to her house as it was along the way to my house.
Your Honor, I present to you this CD containing the CCTV footage taken from outside 𝗂𝗂𝗧𝗂𝗏's house dated June 30, 2021. This has been pre-marked during the pre-trial as Exhibit 7C. Your Honor, as found Your Honor, as found in this exhibit, the CCTV footage shows that Jacqueline and Broderick can be seen together walking to the direction going to Jacqueline's house, with Jacqueline holding an empty container at 10:32 p.m. That's all for the witness, Your Honor.
Fiscal Sawyer, ready for cross?
Yes, Your Honor. May I approach the witness?
Proceed.
So, Mr. Witness, you testified that on June 30, 2021, at about 8:30 p.m., you were outside your house. Am I correct?
Yes, Fiscal.
So, during that night, Mr. Witness, you are having a drinking spree with your friends, right?
Yes.
And the drinking spree with your friends happened at Barangay 6A, where the allegation of rape also occurred.
Yes.
So, at around 9 p.m., Mr. Witness, you are physically around that area.
Yes, attorney.
Mr. Witness, you said that in your direct examination, Jacqueline offered to give you pulutan to the group and ask you to help her in bringing the food from her house. At that time of her offer, Mr. Witness, did you expect many containers of pulutan?
No, attorney. I was only expecting a container of pulutan.
So, Mr. Witness, you were expecting only a container of pulutan. Why did you still accompany her?
Attorney, it would be rude of me if I did not accompany her.
So, Mr. Witness, when you arrived at the house of Jacqueline, did you notice whether she prepared a variety of food for the fiesta?
She did not prepare much, attorney, as it was pandemic at the time.
So, she did not prepare a variety of dishes. Do you recall, Mr. Witness, that in your direct examination, you said that it took you and Jacqueline 10 minutes to return to your drinking session, correct?
Yes.
Mr. Witness, do you also recall saying that Jacqueline's house is only 3 houses away from the sari-sari store?
Yes.
Do you agree, Mr. Witness, considering that first, Jacqueline did not prepare a variety of dishes, and you do not have to take much time choosing which pulutan will you consume, and second, Jacqueline's house is only 3 houses away from the sari-sari store, 10 minutes is more than enough for you to return to your group.
But fiscal...
Yes or no, Mr. Witness? Don't you think 10 minutes is more than enough for you to return to your group?
Yes.
So, Mr. Witness, you agree that you did not immediately return to your drinking session?
Yes.
In a previous statement in your judicial affidavit, you also mentioned that you immediately went back to the sari-sari store. Your Honor, may I request to put on record that there are unclear and conflicting facts that the witness has testified.
Granted.
That would be all, Your Honor.
Attorney Nehudne, any redirect?
None, Your Honor.
Witness is excused. Attorney Nehudne, call your next witness.
May we call 𝗂𝗁𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗂 to the witness stand.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your personal circumstances.
I am 𝗂𝗁𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗏, Filipino, 35 years old, married, and a resident of Barangay 6A, Santo Niño Extension, Tacloban City.
The witness is 𝗂𝗁𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗏, Filipino, 35 years old, married, and a resident of Barangay 6A, Santo Niño Extension, Tacloban City.
We offer the testimony of the witness to prove that the complainant was with the accused on the night of June 30, 2021, along with 4 other people, including the witness 𝗂𝗁𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗏 herein presented, having a drinking spree to celebrate the Tacloban Fiesta, and that the accused had no opportunity to commit a criminal charge against him.
Any comment, Fiscal Saoy?
Subject to cross, Your Honor.
Proceed, Attorney Nehudne.
Mr. Witness, do you recall having executed a judicial affidavit of witness?
Yes, attorney.
If shown to you a judicial affidavit of witness, will you be able to recognize the same?
Yes, attorney.
Here is a judicial affidavit of witness previously marked as Exhibit 2. Kindly go over the document and tell the Honorable Court if this is the same judicial affidavit of witness that you have executed.
Yes, attorney. This is the same affidavit of witness I executed.
And appearing on the last page of the affidavit is a signature over the name 𝗂𝗁𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗏. Whose signature is that?
It is mine, attorney.
Your Honor, may we request that the affidavit identified by the witness be marked as our Exhibit 2 and the signature above the name 𝗂𝗁𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗏 be marked as Exhibit 2A.
Mark them.
So, Mr. Witness, do you know the accused in this case?
Yes, attorney.
Do you know him personally?
Yes, attorney.
How are you related to him?
He is my childhood friend and we are neighbors, attorney.
Mr. Witness, how about the complainant? Do you know her?
Yes, attorney.
And do you know her personally?
Yes, attorney.
And can you also tell this court how you are related to her?
She is also my neighbor, attorney. She is the wife of my childhood friend.
Okay, so Mr. Witness, please tell this honorable court, where were you on June 30, 2021 at around 8:30 p.m.?
I was at Dina's sari-sari store, which is a store beside my house.
And can you recall what you were doing at Dina's sari-sari store at that time of the night?
I was there drinking with my friends, who are also my neighbors, to celebrate the fiesta.
Can you name the friends you were drinking with?
Yes, attorney. They are 𝗵𝗱𝗲𝗄, 𝗵𝗶𝗰𝗁, and 𝗵𝗱𝗲𝗏.
And then what happened?
While my 3 friends and I were singing and drinking, I saw 𝗺𝗂𝗂𝗏 buying something from the sari-sari store, so I invited him to join us.
What did 𝗺𝗂𝗂𝗏 do after you invited him to drink with you?
First, he went home and later came back to join the group to have a drink.
Can you recall what happened during your drinking spree?
Roderick sat beside me and we talked while the others were singing.
What did you talk about?
Roderick talked about some girls who he claimed were his textmates. He especially bragged about being textmates with Jacqueline.
And what happened next after he told you? What was your reaction or reply?
Objection, Your Honor. Compound question.
Sustained. Counsel, please rephrase your question.
Okay, so Mr. Witness, how did you react to his claims?
At first, I did not believe Roderick that he and Jacqueline were texting because she is already married to our neighbor who is working abroad. So I told him that I would only believe him if he could prove that they were really texting each other.
Then what happened next?
Roderick showed me his exchange of text messages with Jacqueline. Afterwards, he sent a text message inviting her to join the group in our drinking spree.
What happened after he sent the text message to Jacqueline?
Jacqueline replied to his text message and joined us a few minutes after, Attorney.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay. The witness said that the accused showed him a message inviting the complainant, but never said that he saw the reply on that invitation.
Objection sustained. The last statement of the witness is stricken off the record.
Can you recount what happened after Jacqueline joined the group?
First, Jacqueline sat beside Roderick and they talked for a while. Later on, Jacqueline offered that she prepared some food and offered some of it to the group as pulutan. She then asked Roderick to help her get the pulutan from her house, and both of them left going in the direction of Jacqueline's house.
Mr. Witness, how far is Jacqueline's house from the store?
Her house is 3 houses away from the store.
And then what happened after?
They came back and Roderick brought the food with him.
So from the time Jacqueline and Roderick went to the house to the time they went back to the store, how long do you think that was?
About 10 minutes, Attorney, because we finished singing 3 songs that time.
And did you notice anything different after they came back?
Yes, Attorney. Jacqueline sat closer to Roderick than before they left, and they were acting lovey-dovey towards each other.
Objection, Your Honor. What the witness said is mere speculation.
Your Honor, the answer given by the witness was in observation on his part and is admissible in evidence.
Overruled.
So Mr. Witness, can you tell us what happened after that?
Well, the group was having fun singing and drinking. Later on, Roderick decided to sing the song Binagol ni Jacqueline and we sang along with him.
And how did Jacqueline react to that song?
At first, she was laughing, but after a while, she became silent and I noticed her blushing.
And then what happened?
We continued to engage in conversation, and later on, Barangay Talrods arrived in the sari-sari store and told us to go home as it was already past curfew.
What happened after being told by the barangay tanits to go home?
The group dispersed and I immediately went home, Attorney.
That's all for the witness. No further questions, Your Honor.
Fiscal Sauer, ready for cross?
Yes, Your Honor. May I approach the witness?
Proceed.
Mr. Witness, you testified that Roderick and Jacqueline were acting lovey-dovey towards each other when they came back, right?
Yes.
What made you say that, Mr. Witness?
They were sweet to each other.
So, Mr. Witness, do you have any female friends?
Objection, Your Honor. Irrelevant question.
Your Honor, I am building my interrogations, which will lead me to a relevant question.
Sustained.
Again, Mr. Witness, do you have female friends?
Yes.
And do you drink with them, Mr. Witness?
Yes.
Do you sometimes act sweet towards each other, without being lovey-dovey?
Yes.
Mr. Witness, you also testified that from the time Jacqueline and Roderick went to the house, it took them 10 minutes to return to the store. Am I correct?
Yes, Fiscal.
You also said, Mr. Witness, that Jacqueline's house is only 3 houses away from the store. Am I correct?
Yes.
So, Roderick did not immediately return, Mr. Witness?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Attorney Ningudne, any redirect?
None, Your Honor.
Okay, the witness is excused. Attorney Ningudne, please call your third witness.
May we call Charo and Mata to the witness stand?
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your personal circumstances.
I am Charo 𝗵𝗂𝗧𝗏, Filipino, 35 years old, married, and a resident of Barangay 6A, Santo Niño Extension, Tacloban City.
The witness is Charo 𝗵𝗵𝗧𝗏, Filipino, 35 years old, married, and a resident of Barangay 6A, Santo Niño Extension, Tacloban City.
We offer the testimony of the witness to prove that the complainant, 𝗂𝗶𝗰𝗁𝗂𝗏, invited the accused 𝗺𝗂𝗃 to her house willingly on the night of June 30, 2021, and that the accused had no opportunity to commit the crime charged against him during that same period of time.
Proceed.
Ms. Witness, do you recall having executed a judicial affidavit of witness?
Yes, attorney.
If shown to you a judicial affidavit of witness, will you be able to recognize the same?
Yes, attorney.
Here is the judicial affidavit of witness previously marked as Exhibit 3. Kindly go over the document and tell the Honorable Court if this is the same judicial affidavit of witness that you have executed.
Yes, attorney. This is the same judicial affidavit of witness I executed.
Appearing on the last page of the affidavit is a signature over the name Charo 𝗵𝗵𝗧𝗏. Whose signature is that?
That is my signature, attorney.
Your Honor, may we request that the affidavit identified by the witness be marked as our Exhibit 3 and the signature above the name Charo 𝗵𝗵𝗧𝗏 be marked as Exhibit 3A.
Mark them.
Madam Witness, do you know the complainant in this case?
Yes, attorney.
How do you know her?
She and I live in the same neighborhood and barangay, so I recognize her.
How about the accused? Do you know him?
Yes, attorney.
How do you know him?
The same as Jacqueline, attorney. He also lives in the same neighborhood, so I recognize him.
So, Ms. Witness, where were you on the night of June 30, 2021 at around 8:30 in the evening?
I was at a barbecue stall a few lots away from my house.
And what were you doing there?
I was buying some barbecue for my family as part of our dish to celebrate the fiesta of Tacloban.
And who were you with during that time?
There was no one else, attorney. I was alone when I went there.
Ms. Witness, while waiting for your barbecue to be cooked, what were you doing?
Oh, I was just sitting at a bench not far from the grill.
And did you see Jacqueline that night?
Yes, attorney. I saw her coming out of her house, heading to Dina's sari-sari store.
And where is this sari-sari store located?
Objection, Your Honor. The question is irrelevant.
Your Honor, we seek to establish the distance between the barbecue stall from where the witness was standing and the Dina sari-sari store.
Sustained. Please rephrase the question, Attorney Nagudney.
Okay, so, Ms. Witness, how far is Dina sari-sari store from where you were standing?
It is a few houses to the right from where I was standing, attorney.
And how about Roderick? Did you see him on the same night?
Yes, attorney. I saw him at the same sari-sari store having a drinking spree with his friends.
And do you remember how many people were with the accused?
Attorney, I remember there were 5 of them, including Roderick.
Okay, so can you tell us what happened next?
I saw Jacqueline join Roderick and the others and sat beside him. Then minutes later, they stood up and left their friends.
Where did they go?
They were headed towards Jacqueline's house, attorney.
And how far is Jacqueline's house from your position when you were waiting for your barbecue, Ms. Witness?
Just a few meters away because her house is just across the barbecue stall.
So when you say across, does that mean it can be easily viewed from your position?
Objection, Your Honor. Leading question.
Your Honor, I'm just plainly asking for the witness view of the area based on her given description.
Overruled. Miss Witness, please answer the question.
Yes, attorney. Wide and clear. I even saw Jacqueline open the door screen for Roderick.
So do you mean to say that they went inside together?
Objection, Your Honor. Leading question.
Sustained. Counsel, please rephrase your question.
Miss Witness, what did you see after Jacqueline opened the door screen for Roderick?
Jacqueline went after Roderick and then she closed the door.
Did you see them leave the house?
Yes, attorney. They both left the house after a few minutes.
And how long was it from the moment they entered Jacqueline's house until they came out?
About 7 minutes, attorney.
How certain are you that it was about 7 minutes?
I am very certain, attorney, because after I saw Jacqueline and Roderick enter Jacqueline's house, I noticed that my barbecue was not yet done. So I told the vendor that if it will take a little longer, I will just go home first and return after. The vendor told me to stay because it won't take too much time. So I checked on my watch and cautiously waited for it.
And then what happened after?
It was at the same moment when the vendor called my attention that my order was completely done. When Jacqueline and Roderick came out of Jacqueline's house and they headed back towards their friends.
That will be all for the witness, Your Honor.
Fiscal Sai, any cross?
Yes, Your Honor. May I approach the witness?
Proceed.
Madam Witness, you testified that on the night of June 30, 2021, you were at a barbecue stall a few lots away from your house buying barbecue for your family as part of your dish to celebrate the fiesta. Am I correct?
Yes, attorney.
You also testified, Miss Witness, that on that same night, you saw Jacqueline coming out of her house, heading to Dina's Sari-Sari store where Roderick and his friends are having a drinking spree, correct?
That is correct, attorney.
You further testified, Miss Witness, that you saw Jacqueline join Roderick and his friends sat beside them, correct?
Yes, attorney.
How can you be sure, Miss Witness, that it was Jacqueline who was with Roderick?
Because from where I was seated, I could see their faces clearly, and the place where they were was properly illuminated.
So you also mentioned, Miss Witness, that you saw the two of them stand up. They leave the group and head towards AA's house. Is that correct?
Yes, attorney.
And they went inside the house together, correct?
Yes, attorney. I saw Jacqueline open the screen door for Roderick and went inside.
You also saw them left the house together approximately 7 minutes later, correct?
Yes, attorney.
You mean to say, Miss Witness, that they were alone together inside Jacqueline's house in that duration?
Yes, attorney.
I have no more questions, Your Honor.
Attorney Nehudne, any redirect?
None, Your Honor.
Okay, the witness is excused. Attorney Nehudne, any comments?
Your Honor, we now rest our case for the defense.
And how do you intend to submit your formal offer?
We are now ready to formally offer our evidence, Your Honor.
Proceed.
Exhibit 1 is the counter affidavit of Roderick 𝗂𝗂𝗧 to attest to the truth of the events on the night of June 30, 2021, and that the accused had no opportunity to commit the criminal charge filed against him, and it is his signature appearing at the last page of the document as Exhibit 1A. Exhibit 2 is the judicial affidavit of Mr. Alger A. Brenica to prove that complainant Jacqueline Di Malanta voluntarily went to the Sari-Sari store to join a drinking spree to which the accused was engaged on the night of June 30, 2021, that she invited the accused Roderick 𝗂𝗂𝗧 to her home to get pulutan, that there was no opportunity to commit the criminal charge, and that it is his signature appearing at the last page of the document as Exhibit 2A. Next is Exhibit 3. It is the judicial affidavit of Ms. Dina M. Makuha to prove that the complainant 𝗂𝗂𝗓𝗂𝗃𝗓 and the accused 𝗺𝗂𝗃𝗍𝗂𝗏 were with 4 other persons on the night of June 30, 2021 having a drinking spree, that the accused had no opportunity to commit the crime charged against him, that complainant 𝗂𝗂𝗓𝗃𝗓 did not report to the barangay tannods about the alleged crime of rape when she had the opportunity to do so, and that it is her signature appearing at the last page of the document as Exhibit 3A. We also have Exhibit 4. It is the judicial affidavit of Ms. Charo M. Mata to prove that the complainant 𝗂𝗂𝗓𝗃𝗓 invited the accused 𝗺𝗃𝗍𝗂𝗏 to her house willingly on the night of June 30, 2021, and that the accused had no opportunity to commit the crime charged against him during the same period of time, and that it is his signature appearing at the last page of the document as Exhibit 4A. Exhibit 5 is the judicial affidavit of Mr. Rico A. Co. to prove that the complainant 𝗂𝗂𝗓𝗃𝗓 was with the accused 𝗺𝗃𝗍𝗂𝗏 on the night of June 30, 2021, willingly and harmoniously, and that it is his signature appearing at the last page of the document as Exhibit 5A. Exhibit 6 is the printout of the messages sent between 𝗂𝗂𝗓𝗃𝗓 and 𝗺𝗃𝗍𝗂𝗏 via SMS to prove that Roderick texted Jacqueline and invited her to join them in drinking at Dina's Sari-Sari store, and that the latter accepted the invitation. And lastly, Your Honor, we have Exhibits 7, 7A, 7B, and 7C, which are the footage from Rico A. Co.'s CCTV contained in a CD to prove that Jacqueline and Roderick went to Jacqueline's house and back to Dina's Sari-Sari store in about 10 minutes, and to prove that Roderick accompanied Jacqueline to their house after they left Dina's Sari-Sari store.
Any comment, Fiscal Saoy?
Your Honor, as to Exhibits 1 to 7C, we admit its existence and authenticity.
Acting on the formal offer of exhibits of the defense counsel and comments thereon by the public prosecutor, the court resolves to admit all the exhibits offered by the defense counsel specified in the offer. Fiscal, any rebuttal evidence?
No rebuttal, Your Honor.
Okay, so considering that the public prosecutor will not present rebuttal evidence, the court gives the parties, both parties, 30 days from today within which to file their respective memoranda. The case shall be deemed submitted for decision after the lapse of the said period, even without the said memorandum. Let's set the promulgation of judgment on January 28, 2022, 8:30 in the morning. Are you amenable?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Any closing statements?
Your Honor, the prosecution has finally exhausted our evidence. The prosecution pays reverence and accede to the integrity and wisdom of this honorable court, and trust that the rule of law will rule against the accused 𝗺𝗃𝗍𝗂𝗏. Indeed, based on our evidence, Jacqueline L. Dimalanta was raped by the accused, and that the accused must face the law for such crime.
As for the defense, Your Honor, today the prosecution has the burden to prove that my client, accused 𝗺𝗃𝗍𝗂𝗏, has committed the crime charged. They have failed to prove beyond reasonable doubt that the said accused is guilty. The evidence presented by the prosecution has failed to show that the accused willfully, unlawfully, and feloniously raped the complainant, Jacqueline, as shown by the fact that she willingly went to the group where the accused was, and that she also freely invited him to her home, thus belying the allegation that the accused employed any force and/or intimidation on her person. This is also strengthened by the testimony of the medico legal on cross-examination that the complainant showed no signs of extragenital physical injuries, and proof that no rape was committed against her person. With this, we ask this honorable court for a verdict of not guilty, Your Honor.
Thank you. Order. When this case was called for trial, the defense presented its three witnesses, accused Roderick D. Gong, Alger A. Brenica, and Charo M. Mata, who all completed their testimonies. After which, the defense rested its case. The defense formally offered the following documentary exhibits. Exhibit 1, counter affidavit of Mr. Roderick D. Gong. Exhibit 1A, signature of Mr. Roderick D. Gong appearing at the last page of the same document. Exhibit 2, judicial affidavit of Mr. Alger A. Brenica. Exhibit 2A, signature of Mr. Alger A. Brenica appearing at the last page of the document. Exhibit 3, judicial affidavit of Ms. Dina M. Makuha. Exhibit 3A, signature of Ms. Dina M. Makuha appearing at the last page of the document. Exhibit 4, judicial affidavit of Ms. Charo M. Mata. Exhibit 4A, signature of Ms. Charo M. Mata appearing at the last page of the document. Exhibit 5, the judicial affidavit of Mr. Rico A. Ko. Exhibit 5A, the signature of Mr. Rico A. Ko appearing at the last page of the document. Exhibit 6, printout of the messages sent between AAA and Roderick D. Gong by short message service. And Exhibit 7 to 7C, the footage from Rico A. Ko's CCTV contained in a CD. Now, the prosecution and defense are directed to file their respective memoranda 30 days from today. Set the promulgation of judgment on January 25, 2022 at 8:30 in the morning. So ordered.